Welcome to Show Up and Glow. My name is Jalen. By the end of our time together, your mind will grow quieter, your body will feel lighter, and the weight of the day will simply fade away. But before we begin, let's take a nice big deep breath. Perfect. This is the Cozy Corner, a space created just for you to tune in and chill out. As you settle in and make yourself at home, please be sure to like and subscribe for more of this calm and cozy vibe. Now let's get started. Welcome in, my friends. Today, I got something to talk about. Oh, go figure. On a Sunday, Jalen's got something to freaking talk about. So we are cruising through cozy spaces. We might finish this picture today. That's how much I want to talk today. So put me on in the background. I don't care. Just put it on. Listen to me. Do whatever you're going to do. Color with me. Do an activity. Do something around the house. Let's just get chatty today because I watched a video today from a creator that I like on YouTube. And what she brought up was interesting. Therefore, it led me to want to talk about it. Wow, look how that works. Full circle. All right, we're going to get through cozy spaces and we're going to obviously use my favorite colored pencils. Oh, I almost took the first hit. Guys, I can't do that to you. They're a little extra longer now. Where did I go? Okay, so story time. Oh, also, the dogs have been in here every time I film this week because they had to be. So if you hear little walks and little lip smackies and little snores, you know the drill. It's been happening all week. They're back. They've been doing good. Okay, story time. I'm telling you, if you're new here, Sundays are just kind of like chatty, talky, whatever. But they still help you calm down because this is a calm space. If you're looking for more guided meditation, that sort of thing, I also have that over on my channel as well as my Substack. Linked below, showupandglow.com. But Sundays are just for like hanging out and chatting and talking. So that's what we're going to do today. And let me show you before I get into all my stories. Here is the picture we've been working on. We're going to color the back today. We're going to color the backdrop today. We're cruising through. And I might need to color this white. I don't know if I love the white still. Okay. All right. Buckle up. Buckle up. Okay, so first story time is where I went when I smelled these colored pencils. I went to a very small, private, religious-based school when I grew up, 1st through 6th grade. We had religion class. We had chapel on Wednesdays. We had uniforms. We had to do it all, 1st through 6th grade. My 6th grade class was 7 kids, basically like homeschooling, but not homeschooling. And this school was so small that one year they bought an office building, like this old school 1-story office building that had like an atrium with like skylights and then like offices like around the way, like around the perimeter. And it was like, you know, terracotta floors and very spacious, but like, I'm not kidding, they fit 1st through 6th grade, all in that building. So when I was in 5th and 6th grade, we ended up in this building and we had to have a study hall when our parents couldn't come get us till after they got off work. So like I'd have to be there till like 6 p.m. after school and we'd have study hall. And it was this, guys, I don't know why, but it was all in the same building and all the rooms were obviously made to look like school classrooms. They didn't end up looking like offices, obviously, like it was just the building itself. But one room for study hall was awful overhead lighting. It was like dim lit 24/7. They never changed the bulbs. They were just like, let these kids strain their eyeballs. We could care less. They have to study. And it was like we were at like desks, like kid desks, but it was almost like there were like dividers built in or something, so we couldn't like look over at each other's stuff. And then there was just dark green walls and dark green carpet. That's where those colored pencils just took me to, and now you just got to experience it too. So weird. So weird. Okay. Let's get it started. I knew you were going to ask me. I don't know what color I'm doing for the back. Because in my mind, he's living under the ground. And so it needs to be brown. But like I said in the last video, I hate using the color brown in all my pictures because it just makes it's such a powerful color that it just draws everything and it dulls it a little bit. But I feel silly using like a bright color because that's not the reality. Orange walls, unless this little raccoon painted the walls. Okay, now we're on to something. What could the raccoon have painted the walls? Okay, it's coming to my head. What if I just do dark green like we just talked about? I'm just kidding. Okay. I painted my walls this color one time, so that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do, and we're just gonna freaking love the picture when we're done, because that's what we're gonna do. Okay. So I was watching this YouTuber. She used to do beauty content. Makeup tutorials, makeup reviews, influencer brand trips for makeup. And in the last 2 to 3 years, she decided to get her health and fitness in check. She wanted to have a stronger body. She wanted to tone up. She wanted to get her diet better. And her content started to change. And because she started to better her mind and her body, her desires in life started to change. Her way of life definitely changed. And now, in the last 2 to 3 years, well, let's just call it the last year, she has created a fitness challenge for people to follow. She vlogs mostly about her, what she calls boring days of meal prepping or working out or taking walks. And she still does her like beauty and lifestyle. That is still a part of her channel, but it's more varied now. And she was talking today about the pressure social media feels like it puts on us to be busy or be doing something, hustling in our free time. Like if you have free time to read a book, you should be reading a self-help book. Or if you have free time in your day, you should be bettering your health and fitness or whatever, instead of just slowing down. Instead of just finding quiet time, instead of just relaxing because you can. You don't need permission to relax. You don't need to be doing 1,000 things to then reward yourself with relaxation. She was talking along the lines of that. And, being the cozy corner, if you've been here with me, you understand that we are very much for that. We saw that that need years ago. If you've been following me for years, then you too saw like, oh my gosh, I love the cozy corner because there's no other space like this on YouTube where I can just kind of calm down with someone and not have to do anything besides if I ask you to breathe. That's as much, or stretch with me, that's as much as I'll ask of you. And it just got me thinking how society doesn't reward calm, really. An industry that comes to mind for me is massage. That is a reward, or like aesthetics. That feels like a reward payment that you are given to help others calm down and relax. And outside of that, it's not mainstream. Like, it's buzzy, it's trendy. It's not, how like 10,000 steps really took off, like get 10,000 steps in, and now there's like all this research after the fact that's like, actually you don't really need 10,000 steps, or like everybody is different, and also a male and female body is different, and maybe a man needs this amount of steps and a female needs this amount of steps. Like, for some reason, like 10,000 steps like took over, and now people are like, I have to get 10,000 steps because of all these health benefits. But that's still such a very active, outward, putting out, into the world an activity, versus the inward, calm, reflective state that is trying to bubble up, like this creator is also experiencing in her own life. And basically she was talking about how like, she was like questioning, like, am I boring? Are my husband and I boring? Because we just want to be home on Fridays now, and we used to want to go out and do all these things. Or, people want to see more content of where I live, but it's like, I find that kind of boring. She was really kind of struggling, like, out loud. Where do I go in this space? Like, she's not desiring the influencer events as much, or this fast-paced lifestyle, even after she has all this money. She has 1 million subscribers, guys. She hit 1 million subscribers this year. She has all the check marks of like a successful creator, a successful content person, something I strive to one day be as well. And at the end of all of this now, after 10 years of her doing it, 1 million subscribers, all the money in the bank, she's like, I just want to be boring and slow and chill. And guys, what do we talk so much about that here in the Cozy Corner? We talk literally about that, about the simplicity that our ancestors did live in, although it was very hard times. We talk about the simplicity of our childhoods that give us the nostalgia our bones deeply crave, and it gives us like a hit of something when we see it online, or when we color, or when we jump on a trampoline. The simplicity of life has gotten so far away from us. The simplicity of noticing. This week we also talked about, on Thursday's video, synchronicities in life. You have to actively choose now, because the hustle and the technology and the people making decisions for us that are ruining the world sneakily got us. They said, like, what gives people dopamine hits? What gives people, how do we figure out the human psyche? How do we create things that keep them locked in our platform? How do we create realities where they have to keep working to own health insurance? How do we keep them locked into the hamster wheel and the cycle that benefit us the most by keeping them busy? Because when they slow down and start reflecting, they realize they don't really maybe want all of that or need all of that. And I found it very interesting, this creator talking about that, because I think the saying money doesn't buy you happiness is absolutely complete BS. Money is a privilege, and it buys you a lot of freedoms, and it can give you a lot of peace, and those things can make you happy. I don't think anybody wants money for happiness. I think people want money to freaking relax and breathe. And I think we all really want money for freedom. Freedom of our days, of our time, of our spending, of our choices. And in the world that we live in, we have to have money. We have to find ways to get money, to have money, to do that. But there was also something shared with me last week that tied into where this content creator was kind of feeling, where I'm feeling, where I think a lot of us are feeling. And I'm going to share that on my Substack today. This little fable. Is it a fable or a parable? I don't know. I think it's a fable because it's like a little story called The Mexican Fisherman. And I'm not going to give anything away here. You have to go over to Substack and read it. But this deep inner realization that a lot of people are waking up to is that we all really just want a simple life that we can afford without struggle. We want our friends and our loved ones, our family, to be happy and not have them struggle. And the people behind all the social medias, behind all the news, behind all the everything that we have been conditioned to watch, observe, ingest, they are living peaceful, happy, carefree lives because they're bajillionaires. They are bajillionaires. And the tides feel like they're starting to turn a little bit with this awakening of people. Like, we will never achieve that in our lifetime. We could never become billionaires in our lifetime. We couldn't. Don't even come for me in my comments. We couldn't. It's you can't. So if we can't achieve that massive amount of wealth, and regardless of money, what is important to us in our days? What does our ideal day look like? What does our ideal day feel like? And let me tell you from personal experience, I used to make, when I would journal, hang on, let me focus. I would do the journal exercise of like, what does your ideal day look like? And it would be scheduled out from the moment you woke up to the moment you went to bed. Like, what time do you want to wake up? What time do you want to eat breakfast? What time do you want to do this activity? What are you doing in the day? And I did that for like 7 days. Like, what does a week of that look like? And y'all, my ideal day was not, my ideal day was not spending 10 hours of my day commuting and working in a company that barely pays me anything, or only getting 1 week of vacation off a year. This is America. Or not, wanting or, choosing to have children in your life because the healthcare system and the time off for that is absolutely ridiculous in America. It's like my ideal day was so simple. And at the underneath of all of it, it was like I knew to have a simple day like this, I would need a lot of money in the bank so I didn't have to trade my time for work. My time could be my time and the money would just be there and I could do whatever I wanted in the day. And that's what this creator, she is a true influencer. She gets paid to go on these big trips. She still does them. She is a true influencer. She has everything to a content creator that you would say, that girl has made it. 1 million subscribers, are you kidding me? She has made it. And all she wants to do is be calm, cozy, enjoy her time, enjoy her days. And for her, you know, she was talking about the struggle of, like I said, the content that she needs to create now, because 1 million subscribers, a lot of that came from her beauty, from her tutorials, from all that. And you just get so burned out on that stuff over time. And like, I do still trust her reviews because she's been doing it for so long, and that's initially why I liked her. But I also evolved in my life, and so I like her new content. But, you know, you worry about that as a content creator too. It's like, well, if I evolve with who I am, is that what the channel wants? There's like this pressure once you're at her level to maintain like what that looks like. And it kind of, she did not say she wanted to quit her channel, but it was giving off that vibe of like, guys, I'm really boring. I'm struggling to find content to create because she doesn't even want to be in that creative space anymore in that way. She just wants to be in the feeling of a simple life. Gosh, how sad that has been taken away from so many of us. Really, it's older generations who still live that simple life. If they can, you know, they've kind of been forced to use technology for paying bills or contacting people or cell phones, or, you know, they have to get like cell phones now that are computers, and they have been forced because the world keeps moving on and creating new things that we say you have to have. But let's just for a moment think back to our grandparents. If you had a relationship with them, think back if you had a relationship with great grandparents. I was blessed to have that for a little bit of time. And both my greats, I had great aunts I got to spend time with, great grandparents. I remember going to where my family was from. My parents moved away from all of their family when I was a baby, and so we would vacation over the summer back up there by ourselves with all of our parents. I mean, my grandparents and my extended family, like cousins and stuff. And my grandma, we would spend time with her, my dad's mom. And it was a small town. All the grandparents knew each other. Like, they would come over. It was just very like, everybody was family. My mom's side and my dad's side. All the families would come together with each other. It was great. And my grandmother's sister, my great aunt, would come over and visit with us. And I just remember, you know, the conversation she would kind of ask me as a kid, like, you know, are you having a good day? Did you sleep well? What did you guys eat for breakfast? What are you going to do today? What are you into? Oh, I bet you're a great colorer, or I bet you're a great drawer, or oh, you like to sing? Like, you know, just the conversations were so simple. It was never like, what video game are you playing? Or, you know, we didn't have streaming services, like they could never talk to us about that. But anyway, it felt so simple, and her world felt simple. It was like, wake up, make breakfast, have coffee, watch the news, visit friends, take a nap, watch the stories on TV like Young and the Restless or Bold and the Beautiful, maybe go visit her sister, my grandma, go back home, start making dinner, eat dinner, watch the nightly news or maybe a baseball game or something, go to bed, do it all over again. And they didn't have a lot of money. There was no inheritance in my family. They did not come from that. The days were simple. That is not the message that we are told constantly online, to be simple, to slow down. And why is that? I don't know. So that's my rant. There was really no point to it. It was just something on my mind as well that she was saying, and I found it very eye-opening that someone with her status of what looks like a successful YouTuber is struggling to stay in the rat race of creating content or finding fresh content or finding like she's relating to the content she's creating. And, you know, I bet she's watching more slower content as well. So anyway, if you have felt like you are just kind of tired of the world, like doing the world things and, you know, being told how to spend your free time, told you're not doing enough, told you need to be doing more, tired that you're not making enough money, wish you had more money, all of these things, you know, let's examine one small thing that is going really well for you, or one small thing that is bringing you joy, or one small thing you could change to bring yourself a little bit more peace and joy. And start with one, and don't make it bigger than that if you don't have to. Start with one. Build off of it when the time is right, if you so desire. Because in my own personal experience, different doors open up, new experiences happen, and the synchronicities really do start to show up for you when you start changing things in your life. It's like a little wink from the universe, like, you're on the right path, keep it up. We see you, you got this. You're doing a good thing for yourself. Changing yourself for good is a good energy. It's a good vibration to be in. So, guys, I don't know about this picture. Okay, so hear me out. So like this purple color, I did paint my walls one time. It was a little bit more like brighter periwinkle, and I put glitter in the paint, and it was the coolest thing. Like, you can buy like glitter paint. Guys, it was stunning in my room. So I thought, oh, okay, let's do all this, that color. Well, then I did all that color, and I didn't like it. So then I added like a little turquoise blue on it, and now it's the color. Not my favorite. You know, lesson learned. Like, I probably won't pick a picture like this again with so many like small details. We still got to do the books and the background. It's just like, it was just too much. But this is where we're at with our little picture. So yeah. Thank you so much for joining me here today and just listening to me rant. I'm sure the algorithm's going to be like, she talked about peace and quiet for 30 minutes. Get rid of it. Push it down. Don't let anybody see this. Don't let anybody hear this. All we need is Mr. Beast. So if this video found you today and you stayed till the end, ooh, you're onto something. Let that be a synchronicity in your life. Let that be a little wink from the universe. And if you are an OG Cozy Corner crew member, thank you so very much for being here. All your hypes, all your likes, all your comments, they mean a lot, and they are actually helping the channel. So thank you, thank you. Okay, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I will see you again real soon.